Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to part 2 of the great interview right here with SMO on Two Beers with the Band podcast. My name's Harkos. I just edit everything around here. And if you haven't already, make sure that you go back and check out part 1 of this great interview with SMO. And of course, like, share, follow, subscribe, and hit that notification buzzer as well so that you never miss any of the great episodes here on Two Beers with the Band podcast. And speaking of great episodes, let's get back into the conversation with part 2 right here with SMO on Two Beers with the Band podcast.
Check 1, 2, where's all my motherfucking kinfolk and
I got my kinfolk Stony Banks up in here. Let's go. From the streets to the breaks, I tell them to all my folks in the hills, they know the if you feeling this shit, you better I said, come on. Yeah, I'm swerving in the fast lane, blazing on that gas tank, pedal to the flow, slow motion on the left.
And you can start choosing the things that you know are better for you and start saying no to the things that you know are working against you. That's what I try to get people to do. Just understand, and you can't do everything like that. It's a step-by-step thing. You have to go like one thing at a time. You can't just cold turkey everything, because that's how people relapse. You have to like wean yourself off. Food's a wean-off thing, like caffeine. Like a lot of things, like nicotine. When people want to quit smoking, they go from the cigarette to the patch to the gum, and then they ease off. So coffee, they go from 1 cup or from 3 cups to 2 cups to 1 cup to mushroom coffee to no coffee. So I know how, same with opiates. You can't just cold turkey, your body will freak out. So,
Yeah.
You have to treat food like a drug. You have to wean yourself off of it. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up for failure just like any other thing. So like, I tell people, what's working against you. Like, I don't have to tell you that. You know what your devil is in your cabinet and in your refrigerator. Go home, find it. If let's say it's ice cream, every night you're in there, spoon scraping out of the container ice cream. It's not good for you. It's not working in your favor. Trust me. So you're like, all right, I'm going to break up with this ice cream. Then you have to break up with it. Like a girl that's sleeping with your best friend. You don't want that around. You got to get her out. So you got to tap it one more time before you say goodbye. Go ahead. Finish it. Get the last spoonful. Say goodbye to it. Put it in the trash. Don't buy it no more. I'm not saying you have to go home and throw all your food away. Just saying, go home and evaluate the things that work against you. Have your moment with it. Break up with it like it's that girl that's not doing you any good. And if you feel like you're done with it, then throw the bitch away. Whole container. If you feel like you got to have breakup sex or whatever with it, then have it and be done. Have your final, fling and then throw it out. You'll find out that you'll start having that final, like, oh, I'll just finish this. And then eventually, like, once you get rid of a few things, you'll wind up throwing stuff out. You'll be like, yeah, I ain't doing this. Because then you start to see the reward of how you feel when you get rid of these things. And then every time you get rid of something, add something good. Like, I never ate cauliflower my whole life. I thought it was the weirdest vegetable ever. Like, this is terrible. I don't like the way it looks. So that's why I didn't eat cauliflower my whole life. Because I didn't like the way it looks. That's stupid. That's ignorance standing in the way. So, I was like, fine, I'm going to try cauliflower. I can't get enough of it now. Eat it all the time. Zucchini, one of the others, squash. Like, I would eat squash, but it had to be fried.
Right.
But
Right.
now, no oil. So, hey, frying's not an option. What am I going to do? Steam it. Air fry it. Put it in the oven.
Eat it raw.
Eat it raw, whatever. Chop it up. You put it in your salad. You can do so much with these things, and I just learned that, like I said, the abundance I have on the things that I'm allowed to eat versus what I can't do in life. There's just no argument. Like, I have plenty of stuff that I can have and enjoy. And when I found out that you can make brownies out of black beans, I was sold. Chocolate chip cookies out of chickpeas? Tell me more. So when I've learned these things, when I learned that I could make bread out of lentils, I what? How does this work? And then I figured out, I'm like, oh, this is easy as hell. I can have bread whenever I want. It's not made of wheat or flour, it doesn't have gluten in it. It's made from these lentils, which are legumes, So I learned how to do all kinds of stuff, replacement things. And that's how I've been able to pull off my lifestyle change is education. You got to get educated. And the number one thing that I deal with on a regular is ignorance. So it's something I battle because a lot of people want to know, what's the recipe? And I'm just like, you have to be able to look at what I'm eating and see what it is. Like we do this thing called the daggum bite. And it's almost every night or every meal. And I'll explain to people hey, what's up, kinfolk? Lunchtime, about to sit down and eat this. It's got zucchini, mushrooms, onions, broccoli, potato, carrot, some water and some seasonings, whatever you like. And who's here for the daggum bite? And I take a bite of it. And then the first thing people want to say, recipe? It's like, I just gave you the recipe. Here's a visual of what it is. And I just told you everything that's in it. I just showed you everything that it is. And people are just still like, what are you eating? And I'm like, I just said, and now we type it out and it's still, can you give me a recipe for that? I'm like, yo, I don't understand. What do you mean the recipe? You're looking at it. This is it. So a lot of people just don't understand how to even fix that kind of food. Because they're looking at it. The first thing they're going to do is grab a pan, put oil in it, throw all these vegetables in there, saute them in this oil, and then they're not eating the same as me.
And then use the shaker and shake out their favorite spice.
Yeah, which is
on
fine.
top.
I'm all about seasonings. Seasonings is how you survive. Because flavor is what you're chasing. And chicken don't taste like nothing till you season it. Hamburger, hamburger doesn't taste like a hamburger. You're tasting pickle, onion, mustard, ketchup, mayonnaise, salt, pepper.
Ketchup.
The meat is just a byproduct of the flavor. You're chasing the flavor. You're not even there for the meat. That's how dumb our gut bugs have got us. That's not what we're there for. If you don't believe, you've ever had tofu?
Yeah.
Tofu, perfect example. Just like chicken. Doesn't taste like nothing. But if you season it, bam, it's there. That's all the protein you need. A block of tofu, nothing had to die for it. It's just beans.
Well, I think as Americans, we're trained on convenience, especially our generation.
Yeah,
we're trained
absolutely.
on convenience. And people say work smarter, not harder is the way you get through life. Mm-hmm. And your meals, your lifestyle, your food choices are working harder from an outside perspective. And I think maybe that's the reason that someone would say, you're making all these healthy choices. Well, if I made that healthy choice, that would take me an hour to prepare dinner, mm-hmm. where I can microwave this, or I can grill this, or I can do that. And I can make a full meal for me and or my family in 20 minutes doing this. Well, that's convenient. So 20 minutes to prep the meal, 20 minutes to eat, that's 40 minutes. I still have time to go do something else, relax, hang with my friends, play with the dog, take in a couple of YouTube videos, something else. We have trained ourselves to look at convenience. And if you look at fast food, convenient, or you look at the origins of fast food, what was the reasoning fast food came about to begin with.
War.
People wanted
It was war,
convenience,
actually. It was war.
but they needed convenience too. You were going to
Accessibility,
work in this
convenience.
factory for 10 to 12 hours,
Mhm.
and you had a kid at home, and your husband or whoever's off away, so you have to provide for the kid. Swing by this new thing down here where they're making these burgers. They taste pretty good. Pick them up, take them home, feed them to the kids. Takes about that long. And now it's time to get them ready for bed, or we can go outside and play till the sun goes down. It's convenient. So it's easy to go into the store and see these pre-patted burgers that say perfect for the grill. And in your mind, you're thinking, man, that most of the work is already done. All I got to do is throw them on the grill and not burn them. This is quick and easy. Throw a little salt on them, a little pepper, whatever. It's so much easier.
But it's still, you know what? I would have to argue that until someone lived my lifestyle. Because it's easy to say that it's easier when you haven't done what I do.
But the problem is, unless...
Because that's a lot of cleanup.
Yeah.
You got a dirty grill. You got fat grease everywhere, animal stuff. You got cross-contamination. You got blood. You got all this funk. And you say it's like 20 to 30 minutes. Like, it didn't take me that long to fix my food.
But the thing...
I'm 10 minutes, bro. I got whatever steamed, air fried, and ready to go.
But what I'm saying is that a majority of people don't see...
Well, no. It's
the fact that...
It's because they're addicted.
Well, your brain tells you...
that you're addicted. So why even compromise your addiction? Why even...
I have to...
This is called cognitive dissonance.
I have to justify in my head why I'm eating the way I'm eating when I watch you eat the way you eat.
Yeah.
And I tell myself it's easier for me
It's easier
to do this.
And your parents taught you. Your parents wouldn't have lied. Your grandparents raised your parents. They wouldn't have lied. So if I'm challenging the way that you eat, I'm challenging your bloodline. So that doesn't make people feel comfortable. The rejection of my information to people, that's called cognitive dissonance. That's whenever you're hearing something that you don't want to hear because it challenges the way that you live and what you believe. It's a natural thing. We all do it. It's just a human thing. But what it does is it blocks the opportunity for you to grow because you'll stand 10 toes on what your mama said was okay to do because she was your mama. Well, guess what? My mama was wrong about a lot of shit, starting with a stick of butter in everything.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I paid the price for that. I'm the only one in my family that had to have open heart surgery. And of course, my parents died from cancer, both of them. So I don't tell them what that was from, more carcinogenic stuff. But I am the one that had to suffer the consequences of the stick of butter, the sleeve of crackers, the block of cheese. I did. And then because I was domesticated that way, how do you think I raised my children? Same way. Now I've got 2 out of 3 children that deal with obesity. And I have one child that is a celiac, so she can't eat gluten or dairy now. So, like, I have done the same damage to my children as my parents did to me. I didn't know what I know now when I was being their father. I didn't know what I know now until they were out of the house just about. So, and I've tried to implement this lifestyle on my children, but do you think that's working?
no.
They're in their 20s, man. You can't tell them nothing.
Oh, no.
Until
Somebody forces
doctor
their...
says, hey, my oldest daughter, she's like, I don't feel good. This ain't right. Blue, blue, blue. Well, you got a gluten allergy type thing. You're celiac. And dairy upsets your gut. It gives you the bubble guts or whatever. You can't eat these things. Stop eating them, problem solved. So, like, they'll get to a point. Everybody's going to get to a point where somebody's going to push the right button and it's going to open their eyes. You know, what I am trying to do is to try to prevent you from getting to that operating table. I have already, just like Jesus died on the cross, I have already had my chest cut open and my heart taken out. And I'm trying to prevent people from going through that. I'm trying to keep the youth of our world, of our nation, who's morbidly obese already at the age of 9, and most have diabetes. Like, you know what the childhood obesity / diabetes rate is right now? Like, if you care about, you might not care about your diet. Do you care about the country? Do you care about the future of our United States? If you're a patriot, you know, well, guess what? We're raising a whole lot of people that ain't going to be able to fight no battle unless it's being take place on TikTok. Like, ain't going to happen. These kids are overweight, unhealthy, can't run, and nobody's expecting them to, because now the people that are trying to teach them, they can't run.
Yeah.
So, like, nobody can run.
Yeah.
Nobody can do anything
Well,
except pull up at a drive-through and order. Everybody's doing that.
you and I grew up when we were young. You had recess or PE or whatever they called it, and that was something that involved a ball and either a
Movement,
big open
motion.
gym
Yeah.
or a big open field.
Mhm.
And you were expected to go out there.
Move
Right.
for an hour.
Right. And
Go move.
then when you got home, at least for me and my friends, when we got home,
Move to the
we
sun.
knocked out a little homework. Bam, we're back outside again with a ball doing something. You were moving. And throughout my life, I've always been a fan of movement, and I've always felt better going out and working out, running, riding a bike, doing something, movement. And I've justified in my brain the way I've eaten over however many years, because as a child, I could eat crap, but I went outside and I worked and I moved and I did.
And you're a kid.
Yeah.
Metabolism is different.
Yeah.
Body's
And-
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see,
Yeah.
everything's different. Like, it comes, and this is the other thing. It's like trying to develop this mentality in youth now is going to save them a lot of trouble as they get older. So, like, the youth is something that I'm like, I go and I talk to middle schools, high schools. I went and spoke to Girl Scout troops, you know, like, and these, you going straight to the dope man right there. You think you're going into a Girl Scout troop and talk to Girl Scouts? No, that's the dope man. They got Girl Scout cookies.
About the cookies that apparently they've picked up some new recipes over the last, at least for me, the last couple of years. And the new ones are straight dope. But
Yeah, it's dope. It's crack cookies. So, and look, in that Girl Scout meeting, every one of these girls overweight. We're talking about 9 to 12 years old. They're overweight, and they're all dealing with medical issues. So it's everywhere. It's everywhere. We have to stop pretending that it isn't. And like, for me, music has been great. Like, I've really enjoyed entertaining people for years, right? But I've also led people down the wrong path. And I'm not too proud to say that. Like, I know when I've done wrong, and I've promoted alcohol, not just a beer. I'm talking about jars of moonshine, bottles of whiskey. I've promoted objectifying women. I've done a whole slew of every cuss word that you could, stack on top of each other for album after album. Like, I've done it all. I've seen it all. And like, I'm trying to make good now for the damage that I've done with my fans and with my fellow kinfolk.
Well, do you think that changing that I know it can't be easy based on writing style because it's probably been easier for you to write the way you used to
Mhm.
because
People
it
want
was
to hear that.
exactly.
Yeah, people want that. Nobody wants to hear a song about celery juice.
Well, not yet, anyway. Not
Mm.
yet. But
My fans are not ready for that.
well, do you?
Nor do I want to sing a song about celery juice. That's not what my artwork of singing was for. You know, I feel like I'm evolving out of the artistry and more into like managerial consultant / A&R type position.
Well,
I've outgrown being a rapper.
do you feel that your evolution is a positive thing in your life?
Oh, absolutely. Best thing ever happened to me.
Do you feel like maybe going through the struggles you went through led you to where you are now?
Completely. Yellow
So-
brick road to the path to success with all of the dirty ass stones I laid down behind me.
So the pain and the struggle,
Necessary for me to get the message, to share, to prevent others. Because nobody shared this message with me. Nobody sat down with me and said, hey, bro, I'm going to keep it all the way a Benjamin with you. You got to quit eating meat right now. You got to quit eating cheese. You got to quit eating. Like, nobody ever told me that. Nobody ever said, hey, listen, if you quit eating all these things that everyone else eats, like, you will feel better and you will survive longer. Because I've been sick since I was like 10. I had psoriasis and eczema on like 75% of my body. I lived bandaged for years as a kid. Then I had ulcer problems. I had sleep apnea. Terrible. I had to have my adenoids taken out when I was in high school. I had to have a large portion of the inside of my throat taken out because I stopped breathing over 800 times a night in my sleep. And that was from being overweight as a child. Like, I was 14 years old with a CPAP machine. And these are because of my lifestyle choices, you know, and then it was acid reflux for 30 years. We want to talk about expensive. Do the math on the medication for that for 30 years. Like, that's high. Them little purple pills cost money. And like, I had to take them. Same thing with, you know, and another thing, like, you think that you're dealing with, you know, depression, things like that. A lot of that is derived from your lifestyle. Like, how you live is how your life will be affected. So crap in, crap out type thought, you know. Bad energy, then you won't feel bad.
play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Yep, be the first place every time you sign up for a dumb game. So, like, just, you know, to work smarter, not harder is, we need to revamp that. We need to revolutionize that. And a new thought of, like, to work smarter is it's more like this: know better, do better. Let's not look at it as the smarter, harder, because there's a lot of up in the air of who's smart. But, like, to know better is to do better. So if you know, when you're looking at a donut versus an apple, you know what's better. So just do what's better.
Well, do you think that because of your new lifestyle, and you said you've moved from rapper to promoter,
Just more of like a label person, like a behind the scenes, not the artist.
yeah. So
Yeah.
do you think that because of your influence and your fan base and what you've accomplished through your career, do you think people may listen to you a little bit more now, even when maybe you're telling them things they don't want to hear?
Oh, yeah. The proof is in when you see me. Anybody that saw me 400 pounds and they look at me now at 195, they're like, damn, how do you do that? And like, why is his skin so clear? I thought he just turned 49. He don't look like he's 49. You know, like and we can all have that on a case or on a one-on-one with ourselves. Like we can look in the mirror every day and that's the one person you ain't gonna lie to. So in a group of people, it may be like, you know, SMO doing this and that, you know, I've heard it where it's like when I'm doing talking and people are like, blah, blah, blah. And then 2 weeks later, they circle back and they're like, hey man, I've been thinking about what you were saying. I actually went to the doctor. They told me I got to change my life. Can you help me? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. But a week ago, when we were on a podcast and you were one of the four sitting around, you were blah, 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 carnivore diet. And, you know, now you come to me and you're like, hey, man, I got some real health issues. What should I do? I'm like, we got to quit eating meat. And they're like, I'm like, yes, tough. You were standing 10 toes on that. Yes, like last week. This week, I'm telling you. And then they do it. And they're like, man, you were right. I'm better. I can't believe it was that. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I couldn't believe it either. Until 3 days after I quit, I started feeling better than I've ever felt. And I can't even remember. So 3 days after I quit, when I went plant-based for 3 days. And after 3 days, I was like, yo, I'm never going back to eating meat. And this is somebody that ate cow, pig, chicken, like each meal, not like a day. I would have like mixed fajita type breakfast.
Yeah.
You know, like if I could have mixed fajita every meal, like, yeah, give me cow, pig, chicken, hell, shrimp. I don't care. Cheese, oil. Let's wrap it in gluten.
What do you want in your breakfast burrito? Pretty much everything. On
Everything.
That meal.
You can leave off a lot of the vegetables. That was me. I didn't care about vegetables. I didn't eat vegetables. I was sleeping on them. And now I'm just like vegetable crazy. I can't get enough of them.
Do you think you could challenge your fan base to 30 days?
We've done that. We did that. How much weight did we lose collectively?
Oh, there was like 7 tons.
Yeah, collectively in what month?
That wasn't really from the challenge, though.
We did a challenge.
Which was know better, do better.
Yeah, our challenge was, you know, and
Once you stop at 30 days.
It's hard to digitally, virtually hold people's feet to the flame. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like all I can do is give you the information. The work's on you. Like I can't. A lot of people like, man, what was it? Some lady like, can I send my son to your house to live and you teach him how to? I'm like, no, this isn't.
26.
Yeah, 26-year-old. That's like, no. This isn't fat camp. And this isn't like me teaching. This ain't me raising your kids for you. Like, I'm giving you the information. And this is what's really frustrating is that my wife does so much work. Like, I don't even do social media. She runs my socials. I've been off social media for years. That's also one of the addictions I had to quit. Because social media became way too pornographic. And pornography is a real addiction. Also something that I don't participate with anymore. I watch nothing pornographic. Sex scenes in movies. I do the look away, or I'll just turn it off. I'm like, I can't watch this. They're just gonna have sex in it. Like I grew up watching as a child sex in movies. Like I was 10 when I was exposed to when my dad first handed me a Playboy. Was when I was 10. So like I was given pornography at a very young age. And later in life, I tied that addiction to my food addiction, which is real weird. Because when I was introduced to pornography, I was given a Playboy that had Vanna White in it by my dad. So first of all, my dad saying, hey, it's perfectly fine for you to look at this naked woman. That's what I was being told. Second, while we sit down and have dinner as a family every night, what are we watching? Wheel of Fortune. So I'm watching with my family the lady that I'm having to look at, I'm looking at naked. I'm watching her on TV while I'm eating. And like that's one addiction fueling another addiction. And then at the age of 10, I become obese. So pornography, just as bad as an addiction as anything else.
More
And
readily available now.
Oh,
When
yeah.
you were to-
yeah, I mean, back when we were younger, you had to have the plug. Nowadays, you just got to have a plug
Yeah.
to plug your phone in. Like,
Yeah.
So like you want to talk about a spread of the devil's dust, man. Pornography is one of the biggest, and you want to talk about something that robs your manhood from you. It's pornography. People don't even understand it. Like when you subject yourself to all of this false beauty, this socially fed false beauty, these fake plastic women, these anime cartoon looking real life human being, not the way God made women. You're being fed that. Now, what do you think that you're going to expect from your partner? Are you going to expect them to look like that? To behave like that? And what if they don't? And what if that's what you like? Now, are you thinking of your partner? Or are you thinking of this porn? Where's your mind at? Where's your heart at? So like food's just one thing. I mean, and then you go tapping porn into it. Look at them Hardee's commercials. Half naked women with the dripping burger dripping on their titties.
Yeah,
Hey, that ain't on accident, bro.
No, it wasn't.
That ain't on accident. And you know how many grown men lined up for a burger the next day? Because it tapped into that brain, connected two things that they just can't stop thinking about. All I want is titties and burgers. Boom. Marketing. So like none of this is on accident. And, the devil's alive and well, and he's busy. And if you just got to know that, like I said, you go back to what's good and what's evil. You got to know that that's the way this world operates is a very dense line. And on one side is some good stuff, and on the other, man, the devil is playing hopscotch. So to each person has their own demons, and we're all battling with different things. But all of us had the opportunity to experience the good in life. We just have to make better choices.
Hey, I know this is a great conversation right now, but I wanted to hop in real quick and introduce myself. My name's Harkos. I edit every episode here on Two Beers with the Band, but aside from that, I also have my own podcast called Music Making Sense Podcast, where it's all about music marketing, branding, and how to have success. Real success as an independent artist. If you're an independent artist who's trying to grow a real and sustainable fan base, then after you're done watching this great interview, you should come and check out my podcast. Every week I drop videos diving into tips and tricks that independent artists can use to overcome all of the obstacles and hurdles in this music industry that they have and start having real success. So if you're an independent artist, or you happen to know an independent artist who could use some help growing a real fan base, come on and check out Music Making Sense Podcast, available on all platforms. Links are available at musicmakingsensepod.com. I'll see you there. Now, let's get back to this great.
Well, you said earlier that you would get off stage after a 90-minute show of chugging whiskey and think to yourself, I survived another one. Looking back now, having that mindset after performing, you have performed your art. You have done what should make you feel good, make you feel fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
And you're stepping off stage and your mindset is, I survived that show. Looking back on it now, would you say, how could I think like that?
Well, it was because of my condition. Because once I changed my life and I'm out touring, I never felt that way again. Now, when I got off stage, I was like, that was the most amazing thing I've ever felt in my life. I want to do it again. Like, let's go. Let's go. So I had been robbing myself of the joy of my art for years because of the way I felt. That when after I made these changes, after I became a healthier person, performing was now the joy that it should have been the whole time.
What about the writing and creating? Is it easier?
Is
it clearer?
It all makes sense.
Yeah.
It all makes sense. There's no question.
So do you think that these younger musicians, people who are in their early 20s to mid 20s, trying to make it in the game of music, entertainment, do you think if maybe they change their lifestyle to healthier choices, do you think it would be easier for them?
Oh, absolutely.
How do you
Yes.
How do you think you could promote those changes in these people?
I think that people have to stop crutching on the idea of convenience. I think food prep and the relationship with the food that you eat is number one. It's very important. If you're an artist and you're on the road, if you're in a band, I assume most of the time you're talking to bands.
Yes.
So like if I was in a band, and I used to be in a band, and that was one of the most unhealthiest things ever. Bandmates come with a lot of problems. You know, I'm sure any band knows that everybody's their own different person and personality and set of problems. Which is also why I don't have a band anymore. It's just me and my wife, my drummer. That's how I tour. And my drummer, he doesn't drink, and he plays all the honky tonks downtown Nashville. So he's hip to like that scene and that it's a job and it's not a party. So what I would tell younger people, if this is your career, if you're trying to make a career out of this, if you want all the rewards from being an artist, don't subject yourself to the lifestyle that they sell you that comes with it. Free beer, free bar food, late nights, sleeping in the morning, no exercise. Just sell your soul. So don't fall victim to that. Like make your own rules, make your own restrictions, and make your own just make your own expectations. For years, I allowed venue owners to tell me that I wasn't going to be able to go on until 11 o'clock at night. Now, I mean, that puts me coming off stage 12:30, 3 hours of autographs. It's 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning before I get back on the bus. I do good to fall asleep while it's going down the road, only to wake up to like my band members raising hell in the morning, already starting to drink. And then I just force myself to get up and do it again. And it's like you find yourself like at truck stops, just get whatever they got, you know, bar food, everything's fried, nothing's healthy, beer, whiskey. Like my writer, man, the writer on my contract is like bottle of Jack, bottle of Jim, bottle of tequila, case of Red Bull, case of Dr. Pepper. You know, that was me. Then my band, they might get like a case of beer, you know, bottle of something. We were alcohol fueled, man. We were jet fuel on that alcohol. And it was like, it was a big part of it. It's a big part of it. Not to mention like the things that we didn't do that I had already overcome in life. So like I had already shaken all the real drug habits, you know, but cocaine is alive and well in Nashville. It's doing good. Cocaine is,
Well,
Music City has got their nostrils open.
it's entertainment industry.
I
mean, and not just music, but
the
just
package.
entertainment, period.
But it doesn't have to be.
No, true.
It doesn't have
True,
to
it
be.
doesn't.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, just don't fall for that. Don't fall for that shit. You don't have to do any of that stuff to be successful, to tour, to do any of that. And it's not more work. it may be a little work in the front end, but the reward is by far, it outnumbers the work. You know, it outdoes it.
What would you tell an artist that is young, moving to Nashville to get in the music game?
Don't come to Nashville.
Okay.
Don't come to Nashville.
No, expand on that. Why do you say
It's
that?
oversaturated. Why come here? There's already too many people trying to do that same thing.
How could they do the same thing in a town where there isn't a production studio? There may only be 2 bars where they can go and play. And I'm asking that because there are people out there, that younger people that live in these environments, that they want to move to Nashville because this is the only way they're going to make it big. In their mind, that's what they think.
That's okay.
Give them another option that no one else is giving them.
They may think that if they jump off a roof, they'll sprout wings and fly, but they'll go find out the same way, the hard way, that it ain't real. Like, come to Nashville and go ahead and have some hopes and dreams. See where you wind up. And what I would tell people is, like, first of all, it's 2025. If you think that you don't have the ability to become a star in your own bedroom with your cell phone, then you're not thinking hard enough. You're already lazier than the person that I want to deal with. Like, I want to talk to the kid that's like, I have 100 YouTube videos that I filmed in my bedroom, playing my guitar, all these songs, you know, like, that's the kid I want to talk to.
But that same kid is being told the only way to make it is to move to LA, to move to Nashville, to move to New York, where you can be recognized,
That used
given
to
a
be.
contract.
That used to be true. That's very dated. That's about 10 to 12 years old. That information, that hope, that pipe dream, if you will. Nobody's selling that now because nobody wants a deal. Like, the deal's not the thing. The deal isn't the deal anymore. Now the thing is independence. Like, how can I be independent artist, creating my content, building a fan base, touring and doing shows without having to give 60% of my money away to 4 different people?
How does someone do that?
Internet, social media, YouTube. Here's the thing. In 2012, I had to have a TV network to put out my TV show, right? So A&E. I had to have A&E to put my TV show out. That's what I thought. I was wrong. I could have just done my TV show and put it on YouTube. It would have got more people to watch it because they could still go and watch it. If you didn't watch it at that moment when it was on A&E, then it's a wrap. It happened and it's over. YouTube, you can go watch it again, share it with a friend. They can watch it. They can share it with a friend. 5 people are sharing it to 10 friends. 50 people are watching it. And it's just one video. And, like, I understand production. I understand technology. And I understand, and I was educated from the University of YouTube. So everything that I know how to do, I didn't go out and ask someone, like, I don't know how to do this. Will you show me? I'm like, nah, YouTube, how do you shoot your own music video? Boom. There's 100 videos. So, like, don't come to me and say, I don't know how to do this. And you haven't even Googled it yet. Let me be the one to screenshot a Google search and text it back to you. Like, hey, how do you do this? And I Google it and then I screenshot it and I send it back. And then I'm like, you're an idiot because you didn't even do this. Like, I don't even want to work with you. You didn't Google it. You didn't YouTube it. You didn't do a day's worth of research before you text me and bothered me to find out how you can do something. Man, you better learn to use these tools out here and stop treating them like toys. You watching all this stuff. You watching ridiculousness on YouTube, but ain't getting educated on how to do anything. So, you know, the same thing when people are like, man, it takes so much time, you know, the convenience. when my argument when it comes to back to health real quick on convenience and any of this other stuff, like I just don't have time to do it. Like, do you have a TikTok? Most people do. You have a TikTok, you got time to do anything, because I know you're sitting there on your TikTok scrolling for I don't know how long, just watching the wheel go by, like I already know. So like if you've got TikTok, you've got time to do anything. And if you got these tools, then you've got the ability to do anything. And if you got this information that's readily available for free, Google and YouTube, you can do anything. So like for a young artist, learn how to be independent. Learn how to, like, you got to learn how to swab the deck before you can be the captain of any ship. Start at the ground. Start at the bottom. Like how to, I don't know, how to make arts, album art cover, like how do I do that? It's going to tell you, man, you should probably go download Canva and use that app. And then it's like, well, how do I do a music video? It's like, well, you should probably go download CapCut. And then with your phone that films like this high def quality thing that when I came up, we had to have like this camera, like this little one. There's like a Sony Handycam, like $250 camera that we filmed our videos on. Then we had to dump that to a computer, and then we had to upload that into a program. Then we had to sit there and edit and bounce that down. Then we had to take that and upload it to download it to this and then upload it to that. We had to go in this big figure 8. And today, all you got to do is like film, send, done. It's that easy. So like for young people, please come to me and tell me that you can't figure something out. Like my goal is going to be to make you feel stupid, but for a good reason. Because I want you to realize how dumb you are. That way you don't come back and ask me again before you do the work. Now we're getting educated. Now we're learning.
Well, do you think that these artists that I don't want to promote myself, so
go get a job at Lowe's?
I've heard on camera, off camera. I've heard growing up, I was born and raised in Nashville, so I've been around music my entire life, and I always hear the same thing. Oh, I don't know how to promote myself, or it just doesn't feel right promoting myself. And it's a cop-out.
Yeah, that's laziness. That's somebody I can't even talk to from my professional, like as an A&R consultant, managerial person. At that point, I just gracefully bow out of the conversation. I'm like, hey, I got a phone call. It's my dog calling. And then I walk away because I just don't have time for that, because I got 10 other artists that do want to promote themselves, are willing to do the work, and are ready to be instructed on what to do next. So for me, I learned real quick how to separate the men from the mice, if you will. And the people who are willing to do the work for themselves are the only people that I'm trying to work for. The people who want me to do all the work for them, I ain't got time for you. I don't have time. But these people who are willing to do the work for themselves and let me guide them, man, come on, let's get it. Because I'm going to help save them $50,000 and $10,000 in wasted money. $50,000 in 10 years and wasted time. I'm going to save them that just by being in their corner and telling them, hey, avoid this. Hey, steer clear from this. Hey, focus on this. This is what we do next. So that's kind of where I find myself nowadays, and like where I could better serve my fellow artists, that are coming up in this industry, because it's the devil's industry. But if you wear the right shoes, you can walk the right path out here. You just got to know what to avoid, and it's fairly easy. It goes back to know better, do better. We all know when we're doing something that the devil wants us to do.
Do you feel like this is what you were meant to do? Do you feel like you were meant to serve the art more than create the art, or maybe
It's
a
both.
combination
Yeah, it's both.
of the
Like,
two.
man, I've been walking like God's been had his hands on me from day one. I don't understand most of the stuff that I do, why I do it, what happens, why it happens. I trust that there's a reason for why I've been given an extended amount of life. I'm not even supposed to be alive. 10 years ago when I had my open heart surgery, I should have died on stage, but like just God had a different plan for me. My body didn't want to die. I had 4 blocked arteries, and one of those blocked arteries, there was 100% blocked. A capillary grew around the blockage, reconnected to the artery, and was sending blood around the blockage. That's a body that's not ready to give up.
That's pretty strong.
That's not me. I can't give myself that credit. If you would have asked me at the time, I'd have just laid down. The way I felt, I just laid down and died. I'd been like, can't believe I made it this far. 39. I had a good run. But no, my body didn't want it. God had other plans for me. I wasn't going to be a little bitch about it. So I stepped up, found my inner man, manned up, put these things behind me that I thought that I needed, found my self-discipline, realized that I was a superhuman. And when you find your cape, I tell this to people all the time, when you find your cape and you learn that you can fly, you don't ever take your cape off. You don't ever say, I don't want to fly anymore. That doesn't happen. And once you find out that you fly for the rest of your existence. So that's just where I'm at. I found my cape. I'm not giving that up. Not for what? Hamburger? Beer? Hell no. Porn? I have a goddess. I don't need anything else. I have the life that I live, the woman that I love, and the people that I keep around me. I don't even need, I'm not even chasing money anymore. I used to think it was about riches, fame. All that's bullshit. I'm not even after that. I work a food truck. I'm a rapper. I could be out here making, $10,000, $15,000 a show. I'd rather sit in a food truck, minister to my people about living a healthy life instead of entertaining lives, saving lives.
Okay. Is the food truck success?
Absolutely. First year. Boom.
No, I'm not talking about financially.
Oh, no.
I'm talking about
success for me. First year, I couldn't believe it. The people we were reaching, the changes that people were making, the health that we were turning around. And this isn't through a computer screen. This is through a window. Can I take your order? And I'm making it. My wife's making it. We're the only 2 employees on Smolicious. So you're not getting some employee making your smoothie. I'm making your smoothie. I'm making your salad. She's making your soup. She's making your overnight oats. This is us as a couple working together, feeding our community health, giving them the real wealth of life. So first year, we can't wait to get back to it. We're about to reopen here in 16, 17 days?
Because the season is starting back up.
Yeah. And, I got the winter off. I closed the week before Thanksgiving, opened back up a couple days after 420. That's a vacation right there. I've had plenty of time off. I'm ready to get back to work. This is going to be easier this year because it's not brand new to us. We know what we're doing. We know everything to expect. We know we're going to move around more. We're going to be in the Murfreesboro area some instead of just Shelbyville. We're going to be doing, different events for people. So we took the first year and we dedicated it to my hometown to make sure that we were educating our hometown. And here's the thing, we'll sell you anything on the menu, right? I'm going to fix it for you. I'm going to sell it to you. But at the same time, I'm going to give you the information to where when you say, hey, Smo, I really love this salad. I'm going to say, hey, here's how you can make it yourself. Here's the recipe to the dressing. This is what's in it. This is how you make it. Make your own. Come buy it from me. When you or in a pinch. But man, please go make your own. That's what we promote. We still promote having that relationship with food. Just because we're selling the food doesn't mean like, hey, don't go buy your salad at the store. Come get it from me. No, we're not like that. Like, go get you some kale. Go grow you some kale. Grow you some kale. Grow you some greens. What you can't grow, go to the store. Like, experiment. Go to the store. Buy everything out of the produce section. Find out what you love. You may not know what you love. I didn't know how much I loved cauliflower till I steamed it and mashed it up. And I was like, man, this is like rice / mashed potatoes. Season it how I want, and just fire. So, like, just be willing to try new things. Step outside of your comfort zone. Step outside of your domestication. Stop letting your grandparents and your parents still control what's on your plate just because you were raised that way. It's ignorance.
So how has the goal of success changed for you since day one when you decided I'm going to be a musician?
I think the target has changed. Like I said, day one, I was like, I want to be a musician. I was chasing fame and money from day one. I was like tired of selling drugs. I was like, man, selling drugs, I can't do that forever. I'd really like to make some money off of this music. I really like to get famous. Maybe sign a record deal. Who knows? Maybe have a TV show. I don't know. Could I do that? And then I did it all. And then I was like, looking back at that, I'm like, shit, that was the most unhappiest that I was in my entire life, is whenever I achieved all those things. And it was because I didn't feel good. So what I learned is it doesn't matter what you're going after, whether it's the money, the fame, the lifestyle. If it's whatever you're going after, it doesn't matter if you don't feel good. You could be the richest person, you could be the famous person, you have all the friends, but if you don't feel good, what's the point? So, like, the quality of life is what I found to be the target that I aim for. And then everything else can be sacrificed to achieve that. If you told me today, like, hey man, if you want to really have quality of life, you're going to have to put music behind you. I'd be like, hang it up. Where we going? What we doing? You want me to stop doing music? You want me to start doing motivational speaking? Done. Like, if that's what it is for me, then that's what it is. I'm not going to pretend that I can't be something better than what I am.
So do you think for the budding artist that for them, success is a record deal, success is playing arenas, success is that massive tour? They're wanting to be the person they see on TV. Would you tell that artist who is truly an artist, not someone who is being trained to, go do this and we'll make you famous?
Well, what I tell them?
Yeah.
Go do it.
And would you?
I wouldn't rob anybody of their journey. And what I would do is I would just say, hey, go do it. In that attempt to do that, in that journey to do that, be careful. But go do it. Like, if that's what you want, because that's what I wanted. Now, I had people telling me I couldn't do it, but I didn't never have nobody tell me don't do it. I just had a lot of people that said, you ain't never going to do that. You ain't never going to do that. You can't do that.
So did that drive you harder? Did that make you work harder? Did that make you say, I'm going to prove you wrong because I know who I am?
I ain't ever really been a prove you wrong kind of person. Like, when it comes to that, like with my music and stuff, I knew what I was capable of doing. And I knew that the more I learned what to do, that I would get better at it. So I just trusted that. My prove you wrong was like other stuff. Like, I think the prove you wrong was more like prove me wrong instead of prove someone else wrong. Like with my weight, with my health. Like I said, I never would have bet on me losing 225 pounds. I never would have bet on me not being the fat guy. I would have never thought I'd wore a large shirt or a 29 pant. Ever. Not when I was wearing 48s and 50s and 6X shirts. But I did. So like there's very little that I, stand in the way of. So like when it's for an artist, it's like, this is what I want. I'm like, go get it. It may be different for you. Like it's not like everything is not just cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Like my deal is not going to be your deal. My deal was in 2012. Your deal is in 2025. Parameters are going to be different. The rules are different. You had to sell CDs in 2012. CDs don't exist in 2025. Now it's all streams. So like your deal is going to be different than mine. But the devil's still going to be there. He's going to be the same. That's what I try to warn people on.
What are your thoughts on vitamins?
Vitamins?
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a deficiency where you need vitamins, I think all medication serves its purpose at time. If I'm in a car wreck and my leg gets injured, I want pain medicine. I don't want to be in pain. But like, I only want pain medicine for that immediate pain. Once we get it fixed, I don't want the pain medicine. So vitamins, if you're dealing with a deficiency and you require vitamin, especially to get your levels up, take that vitamin. But then also I'd say seek out the natural source. My doctor just, I had my blood work done, and I know you mentioned that earlier, and I just had my blood work done a couple weeks ago, and then I had it done today. I had it double checked today by a, what are they called? Hematologist. Yeah. And, just because I wanted a second opinion, because the first guy said, he's like, man, your blood's perfect. I don't even know like what this is. You should have it looked at by somebody that knows more about blood. So I went to a hematologist today, and he drew my blood, and he looked at he's friends with my doctor, and he said, I looked at your last blood work, and he's like, hey, your blood's perfect. He's like, it's crazy. Like all your levels are like, he's like, but I'm going to do a deeper dive into it. I took like 12 vials of my blood today. And he asked me, like, do you take supplements? And like, she has supplements for us to take, but I rarely take them. We forget a lot. So like, I don't really take supplements, but we have them. Sometimes when we think about them, we might take them, but I'd say it's just for a boost of whatever I'm already getting. I don't ever feel like I need supplements.
So for someone living a normal lifestyle that takes vitamins, they tell themselves, oh, I can eat this, I can do this, but I must be healthy because I'm taking vitamins.
Yeah,
And again, you and I were trained as youth to take a vitamin every day to make you healthy.
Yeah, I grew up on Flintstones.
Yeah. And then once you graduate from that, you went to
a multivitamin.
Right.
I mean, she used to make fun of me because I was in my early 40s taking a 50+ vitamin.
Yeah, and when you...
Because I was like, man, I'm just, this is preventative. I'm eating these vitamins, so it's got to be doing good. But if you look at the way vitamins work in the body and the way supplements work in the body and the way the body breaks these things down and the way it distributes, a lot of the stuff in vitamins don't get absorbed into the body. A lot of stuff you just pee right through, so I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a doctor. I only know what I've done for myself and then what I've either stopped doing or what I've continued to do. And I haven't seen any kind of real result in taking vitamins. I've never felt different from taking vitamins. Now, do I feel different from drinking celery juice? Oh yeah. Like instantly. So like I know when I feel a difference. So like with vitamins, I haven't felt anything different. with these natural things like drinking celery juice, drinking ginger, drinking, these things, eating these food, turmeric, like eating these foods and drinking, I feel it like what a vitamin wished it can do. So, I think vitamins are, it's just, I don't want to say it's a scam, but it seems scammy to me. Like a pill that just fixes, seems like there would be a natural way to do that. And if you're going to go through the trouble of buying a vitamin, taking a vitamin every day, why not just buy an apple? Eat an apple. They say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Do you believe that?
I believe it helps.
I think
Well, as a child, when that saying was presented to me, I believed it then.
Right.
Because an apple is natural, and an apple has good things in the peel, and all your vitamins and nutrients are in the skin of the apple. So just eat the apple.
The hydration.
And what I believe what I was told, because back then that was what was considered common knowledge.
Right.
Because that's what
I believe that. I believe apple a day over a vitamin. Like I believe that. I believe you are what you eat. Also something that we were told when we were kids we didn't give a lot of thought to, And I think that these things still ring true today. I think that, and it's even broader. I think it's just a statement to make you think, like, eating these good foods will keep the doctor away. It's not necessarily just the apple. It's like the apple a day, the broccoli a day, the zucchini a day, the onion a day. Like these things, if you just eat these things on a daily, you won't have to see. And I haven't. That's proof. That's living proof. That's 5 years of trying something, sticking with it. And I haven't had a cheat day. I haven't had a cheat meal. I don't cheat on this. There's no cheating. So I haven't had meat since I quit eating meat. I haven't had milk since I haven't had eggs since I quit eating eggs. I don't go back on that. Gluten, there's been times where I didn't know that it had something in it, and I felt it. Ooh, gluten is something that if I accidentally consume some gluten, I'm like, I don't feel good instantly now. Oil I can taste. Or if something's got oil, I'm like, oh, it's got oil in it. I can taste it. We were at a conference in California last weekend, and they served hummus. And I swore up and down this hummus I was like, this ain't hummus. This is chicken salad or this is tuna salad. This got meat in it. It's got meat. There's no way this is just garbanzo beans and garlic. There's no way. To the point where I was freaking out because I had ate so much of it. I was like, man, I got to go find somebody in the kitchen staff. I found finally like the head guy. I was like, hey, what's in this? And he was like, garbanzo beans, roasted garlic, lemon juice, and oil. And I was like, it's that oil. I tasted it. It tastes like meat to me. Like I instantly picked up on like this fat that was in it that I knew it wasn't something I had been eating. Like garbanzo beans, garlic, tahini, lemon juice all day, every day. Doesn't make me feel weird. But as soon as I took a bite of that, and I was like, I could taste it. I was like, there's something in here. It was the oil. It's just saturated fat. Instantly made me think about meat. And I was like, this got chicken or tuna in it. There's some sort of saturated fat in this. So, I don't know, man. Know better, do better. Love yourself. They say treat your body like a temple. I believe that. I believe that, once you feel good, and you truly start to feel good, you'll never go back. Like feeling good just outweighs anything else. So everything that I've said is like the blueprint to what I practice. It's what I preach. It's what saved my life. It's what I'll continue to do until either God tells me otherwise or, I find what's the next solution. cut something else out. But I'm running out of things to cut out. So, but yeah, man, that is the SMO interview that a lot of people don't get. And I'm glad that you got it.
Well, I appreciate it because I'm curious about the way things have changed for you. Because before I met you, I met the you on YouTube.
Mm.
And the you I'm talking to now seem to be two completely different people, but in a good way.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't even know that old dude.
Because it seemed like in your earlier videos that you were all about family, you were all about friends, you were all about community.
Mm.
And other things as well. But even now, it seems like you're about friends, family, and your wife. And you do maintain that same thing, that same vibe, that same
My
feel.
standards are all there. Like, it's what I care about hasn't changed.
But it's just the way.
It's just evolved to like, it's real care now.
Right.
I really care about people. Like, I care about their quality of life. I care about them while they're alive, while they're here. So, used to I didn't care. I just wanted to entertain you, sell you a ticket, sell you a t-shirt, shake your hand, take a picture, hope that you post it. That way I'll become more famous, and then on to the next person. Now, I love you for showing up, enjoying my show and buying my stuff. Next person, love you, kinfolk, connect, buy this, sell them that, next. So, like, I don't want to sit here and pretend that a 3-hour merch line to me didn't look like a bag of money. That's why I stood there and signed every autograph and take every picture. So, like, but now I'll stand there and talk to somebody for 3 hours at the food truck and teach them how they can save their life. And I don't care if they buy something or not. I had people drive from 6 hours away just to come and talk to me to find out, hey, how you do this? Because I don't feel good. And I'll sit there outside the food trailer at the table under our tent, and I'll have this conversation with them. So I'm hoping that this conversation reaches a lot of artists, bands, individuals, husbands, fathers, brothers. And as men, we need to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. That way we can take care of the people that we're here to take care of, our wives, our children, our parents. Because if we're not up to the task, like, who will be? So take better care of yourself and, live your life. That's all I got to say. Mic drop.
All right. All right. Well, that's
Hope that was good.
I enjoyed it. We're at 2:21. I think everything worked. I never even put my headphones on.
Man, it did.
Just
Have faith.
well, once we got started, I really enjoyed that conversation because that's a conversation that needs to be had.
Yeah, and like I said, I just didn't want to sit here and be like, I was raised in Unionville and raised on my daddy's music and my this, that, and the other. Like, I just didn't want it to be that conversation again, because as important as that information is for people to know where I come from, that info's already out there. Like, I've already put out an autobiography. So I have a book. So if people want to know like where I come from and all that pregame, go buy the book. Go listen to the audiobook on YouTube for free. Listen to it on Spotify for free. The audiobook's out there, the physical book is there. But like, what's important to me now is really like talking about the now and then the tomorrow. So like, if you notice, I didn't have a song to plug. I didn't have a show that I wanted to talk about, a tour date or any of that. None of that stuff matters anymore. And I've got new music coming out. I got a new song coming out next month, new music video. all the stuff. I just don't care about that anymore. Like, that's just like, whatever. People will find it. People will hear it. They'll love it or they'll hate it. I don't care. What I care about is what I'm doing right now. And that's like trying to educate people on lifestyle, eat better, feel better, exercise, live longer, motion is lotion, like all these things. Like this is what matters to me now. So a lot of people can be entertained. And I don't think I'm going to do the exotic things that take to entertain society of today anyway. Like I'm not going to do face tattoos. I'm not going to make my wife sleep with people on the internet. We're not going to have our OnlyFans, like all the things that make fame today. We're not doing that. So we just don't care.
Well, you've moved past.
I realize fame's not real. It's like, it's a false God.
Well, so to a degree, I believe that, and something I've asked people on and off mic is like, you're moving up, your socials are looking good, everything's looking good for you, but do you have staying power?
Now that's
And
success,
who-
not fame. That's different.
Who are the people that you idolize, and where are they now? Because everybody can name musicians.
Yeah, I don't idolize no musicians. The only idol I got working in my corner right now is God. That's it. And that's like, I just don't idolize. I find it weird now that I even ask people to idolize me at some point. Like, I expected that. And then now I look at that as to me, I felt like I was committing a sin, like asking people to idolize me. Like, I'm not one to be idolized. I'm not even capable of doing anything on my own. Like, nobody gives that kind of credit anymore. It's been drowned out. Like, only reason I was able to do anything was because of God. So that's the only idol I got in my corner right now. Aside from that, like, man, everybody else, I just wish everybody else great success. Success is what we're looking for. Fame and success are very different. I want to be successful in everything I do. Do I want to be famous for it? Hell no. No. Do I want to be successful? Absolutely. I want to set out a goal, task to complete, finish, success. That's what I care about. So that's what I would say to other artists, like, don't look for fame, look for success. And you'll find that in your work ethic and how people rate your work, your numbers, your streams, all that stuff. Like, look at that as your level of success.
Okay. All right. And on that note, we will go ahead and end this thing, because I know you got things you got to do.
Yeah.
And I don't want to.
Well, she drives me everywhere I go. I don't even drive anymore, so she does all the driving. So for me to ask her to be out late is me asking a lot. We typically come into Nashville during the day, and we leave before traffic. That's always our goal. Even when
We have a night in Nashville. We usually haven't had a full day.
yeah, see, we've had I was at the dentist this morning, at the blood doctor after. We didn't even really have time to eat before we left to come up here. And then, we got caught in a little bit of traffic. Luckily, timing right now, there will be no traffic leaving. We'll be able to sleep to the house. Yeah, so just because of our lifestyle, our time frame is very tight, because we don't eat after a certain hour. We're in bed at a certain hour, so.
Oh, okay. Well,
So-
don't let me
don't
let me interrupt any of that.
I'm glad that we got to have that conversation, because that's an interview I've been wanting to have for a while.
All my folks in the hits, they know the. You can feel